the things.iO friends, welcome to a new edition of the IoT Friday. Today I'm going to present how to learn Intel Edison in 5 minutes, actually with the Intel Edison that I actually have here in my fingers. It's actually a very small new microcontroller. Actually it's a do-it-yourself new platform. So I would like to explain you in 5 minutes and with 4 very easy steps how to program with this new chip. So first of all, I would like to introduce the Edison. So the Edison is this size and actually brings 2 different kind of official by Intel breakouts. One could be this Arduino breakout that is actually quite big, but it has the same pins than Arduino, or a mini breakout that actually Intel is also selling. If you go to SparkFun, actually there you can find several breakouts that SparkFun tailored made for the Edison. So actually the Edison here you can find an Intel Quark at 100 megahertz plus 1 gigabyte RAM, 4 gigabytes hard disk, 40 GPIO, and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth Low Energy. So actually it's a very powerful and small device to program whatever you like. To connect the Edison to your computer, that is actually the second step, the connection. You actually need to plug 2 mini USB cables into your breakout. And then you have 2 choices to program the Intel Edison, at least 2 choices. The first one is the XDK. The XDK is an IDE made by Intel, where you can program with C, C++, Node, Python, to the Intel Edison into the Yocto Linux operating system that it's running inside the Edison. And the second, that it's the one I chose to program and make everything, it's the screen method. So I have a Mac computer, and if you do screen dep, USB serial, and then you go to this serial port, 115200, then you can get access into the Linux image that it's running into the Edison. Then the user, if it's brand new, it's root, and then you can configure Edison, and then there you can change the username, you can put a password, and you can decide if you want to connect it to a Wi-Fi. It usually works pretty well. Okay, so the third step is how to program it. And then you have to decide. It depends what kind of breakout you have, what kind of technology is your favorite one. So you have the choice, the very first choice to program in Arduino, in the case if you have the breakout for Arduino, or you have the mini breakout from Intel, you can also use Arduino. So for Arduino, you need to download the last IDE of Arduino, or even go to the website of Intel and download the special version of Arduino IDE for Intel Edison. Then if you want to program with C and C++, for example, you need to download the Eclipse version that is also on the Intel Edison website at Intel. And finally, with Python or Node.js, you can decide to program with the XDK, or even as I did, with VI or whatever you like to use on Linux. It works pretty well, and it's very easy to do it. Finally, I would like to introduce some of the main libraries that you need to use if you want to program with Intel Edison. And the first one that is the most important is it's MRAA. That means nothing. This is one of the explanations that developers from Intel say. But this is very important if you want to control the GPIO from Python, JavaScript, or C. So you will need this library. So I suggest you to go to the GitHub, the Intel IoT Dev Kit repositories, and you will find MRAA there. And you will, in the README file, you will see all the instructions to install it at your Yocto image. Second, in case that you buy the Seed Studio Sensor Kit, that is actually going with the Intel Edison first edition, or maybe some other developers made other or connect other sensors with Intel Edison, you will need to use the UPM, that is for high-level sensors. So in these libraries, you can see a lot of code, like low-level code, how to connect exact sensor into the Intel Edison. Finally, at the GitHub of thethings.iO, you will find also code to connect your Intel Edison with the REST APIs and QTT co-op and WebSockets if you want to store real-time data at the things. The GitHub account is github.com/thethings or thethings.io. And finally, and one very cool thing that Intel is doing is they are giving prizes to people who is putting their projects in Instructable. So if you have a cool project or anything with Intel Edison, yeah, it's a good moment to upload it to Instructables, and maybe you have the chance to win, I think, 1,000 euros or similar. So, okay, this was the IoT Friday for today. Thank you, and see you next IoT Friday. Bye-bye.